If you've ever felt like you can't control what's happening around you, Stoicism might be the answer you're looking for. We've all had moments when it feels like the world is collapsing on us, where uncertainty and stress make us feel out of control. It could be work, relationships, or even unexpected situations that we simply don't know how to handle. We live in a world where everything changes rapidly, and it's easy to lose our balance. Amid all this chaos, we desperately search for a way to find inner peace, to feel like we have control over our lives. But the reality is, there are many things we simply can't control. This is where Stoicism comes in. Today, I'm going to show you how this ancient philosophy can give you the tools not only to survive in this unpredictable world, but to also transform yourself and live a fuller and wiser life. Because, although we can't always change what happens around us, we can change how we respond to it. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, founded by Zeno of Citium. This thinker established the Stoic school, and its teachings expanded over time, influencing great figures like Seneca, a famous Roman politician and philosopher, Epictetus, who was a slave and later became a master of Stoicism, and Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor known for his Meditations, a work that continues to inspire those seeking calm and control amidst difficulties. But what makes this philosophy so special? What makes Stoicism so relevant, even today, is its practical and straightforward approach to facing life. Stoics believed that we shouldn't be distressed by what is outside our control. In other words, there are things we can change and others that simply don't depend on us. The key is learning to distinguish between the two and focusing solely on what is within our hands. The first principle is simple but powerful. Control what you can control. This means we must focus on our own actions, thoughts, and emotions. We can't control what others think of us. We can't change the weather or the circumstances that sometimes surround us. The only thing truly under our control is how we choose to react to all of this. The second principle is to accept what you cannot change. This is perhaps the most challenging but also the most liberating. By accepting reality as it is, without resisting or complaining, we free our minds from unnecessary anguish and suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation, but wisdom. Knowing when to let go of what we can't change allows us to focus on what we can improve. And here comes the third fundamental principle: live with virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is the highest good, and everything else, like money, fame, or pleasure, is secondary. Living virtuously means acting according to reason, being just, honest, and courageous. It's doing the right thing, not because it's easy, but because it's the right thing to do. Finally, one of the most important aspects of Stoicism is wisdom. For the Stoics, wisdom is the ability to see the world as it is, without emotional distortions. It's making decisions based on reason, rather than being driven by emotions or fleeting desires. This wisdom guides us toward a more balanced life and helps us make better decisions, even in the most complicated situations. In summary, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, accept what we cannot change, and live with virtue, all with the aim of achieving a fuller and wiser life. Stoicism isn't just an abstract philosophical theory. It's a practical way to face the challenges of daily life. This philosophy teaches you how to manage your emotions, make wise decisions, and stay calm in relationships, even in difficult situations. Let's see how to apply these principles to the reality we all live in. One of the great challenges of everyday life is managing our emotions. How many times have you felt frustrated, angry, or stressed about things you can't control? A typical example is traffic. You're stuck in an endless line of cars, you're late for a meeting, and the stress consumes you. Stoicism would tell you to focus on what is under your control, your reaction. You can't make the traffic disappear, but you can choose how to handle that frustration. You can breathe, relax, and accept that, no matter how much you stress, you're not going to change the situation. By doing this, you avoid letting anger and stress take over you. Stoicism is also very useful when it comes to making important decisions. Often, we face decisions that generate fear or external pressure. It might be a job change, a move, or a decision that will affect your future. Here, Stoicism invites you to make decisions based on reason, not fear. Ask yourself, what is within my control? What can I do to make this decision as wise as possible? By not letting yourself be swayed by the emotions of the moment, such as the fear of failure or the unknown, you can make decisions that align with your true reason and not with the expectations of others. Now let's talk about relationships. We've all had conflicts in our relationships, whether with friends, family, or co-workers. Stoicism reminds us that we can't control how others behave, but we can control how we react to them. Imagine you have a disagreement with a co-worker who gives you unfair criticism. Instead of reacting impulsively and lashing out, Stoicism teaches you to stay calm and not take things personally. It helps you see the conflict with perspective, separate emotions from facts, and act more rationally. Let's look at a concrete example. Imagine you're having a chaotic day at work, emails keep pouring in, your boss is asking for an urgent task, and on top of it all, a dissatisfied client is calling you on the phone. Instead of letting stress overwhelm you, Stoicism invites you to pause for a moment and calmly assess the situation. What is within your control? You probably can't do everything at once, but you can prioritize the most important tasks and focus on one thing at a time. By accepting that you can't control everything and that chaos is part of life, you can face the situation more calmly and efficiently. Another example would be dealing with personal problems, like a disagreement with a loved one or a major disappointment. Maybe someone close to you has let you down, or an opportunity you were hoping for didn't come through. Stoicism teaches you to view these situations with perspective. You can't control what others do or what happens in the outside world, but you can control how you interpret those events. Instead of sinking into disappointment, Stoicism helps you focus on what you've learned and how you can grow from the experience. In summary, Stoicism provides us with practical tools to face day-to-day challenges, from managing our emotions to making better decisions and staying calm in our relationships. By applying these principles, we can live with more serenity and wisdom, regardless of the circumstances around us. Stoicism has been practiced by some of the brightest and most resilient minds in history. One of the most well-known examples is Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. Despite being in charge of the largest empire in the world at his time, Marcus Aurelius faced enormous challenges: wars, plagues, betrayals, and the constant pressure of ruling. However, he clung to the principles of Stoicism to remain calm amidst the chaos. His famous meditations are a testament to how he used this philosophy to reflect on life and his responsibilities. For Marcus Aurelius, being emperor didn't mean having absolute power but the opportunity to serve with virtue and wisdom. Through Stoicism, he learned not to be driven by fear, anger, or despair, even in the most difficult moments. In his writings, he leaves us with a clear lesson: you cannot control what happens, but you can control how you respond. Another great exponent of Stoicism was Epictetus, a man who was born a slave and whose life, on the surface, might have been filled with suffering and limitations. However, Epictetus found freedom through Stoic philosophy. Although he couldn't control his condition as a slave, he discovered that he could control his thoughts and reactions. His central teaching was that true freedom doesn't depend on external circumstances but on the mind. Through this perspective, Epictetus teaches us that, although we may be physically limited or constrained by life circumstances, we are always free in our ability to think and choose how we face those situations. His story is a powerful reminder that Stoicism is not just a tool for the powerful, but also for those seeking mental freedom, regardless of their situation. Today, Stoic principles continue to inspire many influential people. Entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss and Ryan Holiday have openly talked about how they apply Stoicism in their lives. Ferriss, for example, has mentioned how he uses the Stoic concept of memento mori, remembering that death is inevitable, to make more conscious decisions and appreciate each moment of his life. Holiday, for his part, has written several books on Stoicism, teaching how this philosophy can help us face obstacles and be more resilient in both work and personal life. There are also athletes like Tom Brady who have adopted Stoic principles in their daily lives. For an elite athlete, emotional control is crucial, and Stoicism teaches them to stay calm under pressure and focus on what is within their control: their training, effort, and attitude. Brady has mentioned how the Stoic mindset has helped him deal with defeats and tough moments, always focusing on what he can improve and letting go of things beyond his control, such as referees' decisions or injuries. So, Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy but a practical and powerful way to live in any era. From Roman emperors to contemporary entrepreneurs and athletes, the principles of this philosophy have proven effective for facing life with calm, resilience, and wisdom. Reflecting on Stoicism invites us to consider how this philosophy can have a profound impact on our lives. Personally, Stoicism has taught me to face challenges with a more serene and balanced perspective. Learning to distinguish between what I can control and what I can't has helped me reduce stress and focus on what really matters. By applying these principles, I found that I can respond with more wisdom and stay centered even in the face of adversity. For you, Stoicism can be a powerful tool to transform your life. Imagine approaching problems with a mindset that seeks virtue and self-control. Instead of being dragged down by frustration or fear, you can view each challenge as an opportunity to practice patience, wisdom, and calm. Every difficulty can become a training ground for your character and mental strength. This will not only help you handle life's ups and downs better, but also allow you to live more authentically and satisfactorily. Remember, change begins when you decide to control what is within your reach, accept what you can't change, and choose to live with virtue. These Stoic principles are not just abstract theories. They are daily practices that can help you face life with a new perspective. I invite you to put these principles into practice in your daily life. Take a moment to reflect on what you can control and what you must accept. Apply virtue and wisdom in your decisions and actions. If you do, you will discover that you can live with more peace and purpose, no matter the circumstances you face. If this video has inspired you to explore Stoicism and apply its teachings in your life, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and share your experiences in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.